Hi, my name is Ellie Drew. I am a clairvoyant researcher. I'm here to tell you what a clairvoyant researcher means to me. I don't know what to call myself. Many people don't know what to call me because my gifts are very unique and they are varied. So here's how I perceive reality. As a clairvoyant researcher, clairvoyant means that you have inner sight. All of the physical senses you also have your psychic senses as a repeating pattern of that. So you have your physical sight, you have your inner sight. You have your physical hearing, you have your inner hearing. You have your mental mind to know things, you have your inner intuition and insight. So all the perceptions that you have physically, you also have psychically. Also, there's a difference between a psychic and a psychic medium. A psychic means that I can perceive information when you get around me if I'm attuning to your particular energy field. A psychic medium, that means that I can get information from someone else who is in the unseen world to give and pass that information on to someone who is in the physical world. So I'm like a telephone operator. That's what it feels like to me. Actually, it really feels like that to me, that I'm a telephone operator, those old-fashioned ones where you would plug somebody in to communicate with someone else. I happen to get information around me that is part of this extrasensory perceptions that we all have. I use my mind to question everything. I have had telepathic communicators my entire life. I thought everyone did. And so as I was taught all through my life, I was always taught to put my intention and attention within myself. My teachers, my telepathic communicators, would never allow me to research or get information outside of myself. I was always having to get information that would impulse from within, and then I would question everything. I would test everything, and then I would find the valuable information and share it with others. I have this telepathic communication relationship almost like parents. It means I push back, I argue, I complain like a child as I was growing up. Why can't somebody just tell me what you're trying to tell me? Why do I have to process it through my human experience? And they said, well, if you want to teach people the information that we're sharing with you, we could just tell you and you would understand intellectually. But you're here to be a teacher. And in order to be a teacher, you have to live what we are teaching you through your human experience. I remember one time when I was in probably about my mid-20s, when my communicators said that they were leaving me. And I said, leaving me? Why would you do that? And they said to me, because you need to know what it's like to live as a human. And I was thinking, I think I'm living my life like a human. I didn't understand what they meant at the time. But when they left, I literally felt as if my ears had been plugged with cotton. If I had a big paper bag over my head rolled up tight under my neck. And I thought, oh my word, is this what is normal for people? And they said, no, it's how people are experiencing their lives, but it is not normal. And we want you to be able to teach people back to normal so that they have access to their whole self, access to their intuition, access to their higher selves, plural. So I am here to teach you through my own human experience what my communicators have taught me so that you can have more intuition and so that we can get through some of the I would say misteachings on this planet. My communicators would be ruthless with me, not giving me information or allowing me to read outside of my own interests. They would only allow me to read science fiction and science fantasy books. And it created within me this knowing that I had the ability to use some of the powers like I would read about with wizards or magic kinds of things, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. As a clairvoyant researcher, I also work with scientists, hardcore scientists out in California. So I use my gift where this energy flows, for them to be able to, in their discoveries, hone in the direction to go to. This is something that all psychic mediums should have the ability to do. So psychic mediums, I encourage you to be using your abilities more than just talking to your ancestors. That's just a tiny limitation of what we have available to all of us once you start unlocking the energy gates all up and down your spine. As a clairvoyant researcher, I see things, I perceive things, I hear things. You'll hear in my teachings all the time. The sound was off. The sound was off. How do you know a teaching is wrong? Because the sound was off. I would always know how to find the best information because I could hear things by sound. Otherwise, if the sound was off, it would feel like fingernails on a chalkboard. And I'd know, okay, that's just somebody's mental noise. Because when you hear things, as you would get it as a feeling of truth within you, a feeling of a knowing within you. When you get those feelings, I actually hear those feelings as sound. And so I would know where to follow to find truth if I was ever reading books. So a clairvoyant researcher means that I just have a wider bandwidth of perceptions. And you can also have that wider bandwidth of perceptions. I look forward to seeing you in my teachings. Thank you for listening.